Hi guys, Dion here. So today's video I'm going to bring you my exes. There's going to be lots of spicy details and a bunch of drama and all that, but I won't include their names. I want to respect their privacy, and I don't want witch hunting or any of that sort of thing. I kind of want to keep their names hidden for their privacy and my privacy. If you already know their names, just please don't bother with saying it. Just want to keep the details down. I just want this to be about a story. I'm already moved on from this stuff, so let's not worry about that. Let's get on to the story. So first ex, I got together with her when I was 16. 16, that's pretty young, and we were talking for 6 months before we made it official in December. I believe that night I was having New Year's at her house, and we watched the ball drop for 2014, 2015. I'm not really sure. It was so long ago. But, that happened. We, made out, whatever, like normal couples do during New Year's. And then I asked her mom, where am I going to be sleeping tonight? Because I was staying over at her house. And she's like, oh, you can just stay in her room. That was me when I was 16. I'm sure that a lot of you guys watching can think what a 16-year-old thinks when he hears those words. And it did happen. It did happen that night. So yeah, that she was the first person. Yeah. So next one. Her and I lasted a month afterwards. She didn't want to go out and do stuff. She always wanted to stay home and just chill. But I wanted to go out there and do more stuff, and she was more an in-home type person. Introvert, extrovert, stuff like that. So, ex number 2. First girl I loved, and I was with her December of 2015 through June of 2016. And I was 18, she was 19. Now, I was crazy for this girl. I was saving up an apartment for her. I was crazy for her. Your first love, you're crazy for the first person that you'll love. And this girl, everything was just awesome about her. She liked games. She was into pop culture and all that stuff. And that was me at the heart. I loved that. So every time I met her, everything just was going well. Her family was great. I'm still actually talking to her mom sometimes. Her mom's just awesome. Me and her are good friends, I would say. Friends with an ex's mom. That doesn't really happen, but that's how I would say I would compare that. It was just casual. So eventually, around June, I was working at Kennywood. I was having these long days. It's an amusement park, so I woke up around 10, got to the park at 11, stayed there from 11 to 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I was just always up, I was always thinking is this, if she's not texting me, then something was wrong, because she'd always text me, and then suddenly when I had this job, it started slowing down, And eventually you start getting this gut feeling that something's changing. So eventually I found out through one of her friends that she was cheating on me with multiple guys. And the friend sent me pictures of messages and pictures that she also sent me, and she tried explaining it away that it was taken years ago, which she sent them to me a week ago. You can't explain that away. So she ended up just blocking me that night, and I guess I just took that as we were breaking up. Cried my eyes out. Wasn't fully over her for a long time. It affected my next friend group that I joined, which I'll probably talk to you guys about sometime soon. Not really too comfortable with that one yet. Still kind of an open wound to me. But, yeah, so I eventually was working with her in January of 2017 this year through maybe February. I didn't stay there long. I think both me and her quit that job. It's just don't ever work with your ex, guys. Don't do that. Ex number 3 was uh, Thanksgiving week of 2016. That was probably the shortest relationship I ever had. And I think it lasted like 4 days, actually. 4 days. What happened was we started talking. I asked her to come over. We met. We hung out for like 3 days straight. Like she kept coming over. And on like the fourth day, I just got this really weird vibe from her. Like through my like past ex, like I kind of like developed this like vibe kind of where I can feel if someone is not entirely honest, but definitely being guarded and hiding something. So I made the excuse that I was gonna go do laundry, and she left her phone downstairs. So I took the laundry basket, went downstairs, got on her phone. Her phone was open. Went through it, and I saw in her messages that she was messaging like a bunch of other guys, saying like other stuff that I won't get into. But I was just like, yeah, I'm not okay with that. Like I thought we were like kind of like just me and her, because we did stuff, but that's besides the point. So the awkward part is really kind of like to discuss this with the person. So I was like, I'm not gonna bring this up right now. I just kind of like don't want that to be dealt with while I'm at home. I rather feel like it's better to talk to you over text, because if I said something when she was there, she'd probably feel like really embarrassed, and that's not the greatest place to talk about it when you're at someone else's house. So I was sitting there watching, I think it was Lilo and Stitch, and the whole time, this is my favorite movie, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, I'm not enjoying myself. Like, a part of me wants to like get up and yell at her, because like she knew how hurt I was from the previous relationship, because that affected me for like, it still affects me to this day, and that's how crazy it is. Like it's just it's hard for me to trust people these days, and it's just something that's affected me. It still affects me. So eventually the movie is over, and she's like, oh yeah, I have to go now. And I'm like, okay, bye. And she gets home, she's like, oh, I had a great time, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh yeah, I looked on your phone and I saw this and this, bye. And she kind of like self-destructed after that. She's like kind of like wanted me back, but I think both of us were like at a different kind of like emotional and mental like level than each other. Emotionally, I was probably at my lowest. Mentally, I was probably at my lowest, and she was kind of like not too sure of herself, kind of like still understanding her feelings. So it was probably better that we did both go like our separate ways. And that's that. X number 4, the most recent one. Summer of 2017. We only lasted 2 weeks, and it was okay. I had fun. I waited like 6 months before I started dating again. Really getting into something serious. I tried to at least get into something serious, and as much as I tried, like at the time I was unemployed. I didn't really do much with my days. I kind of like just sat on my computer, watched TV, listened to music. And here was this awesome girl that like had a car, was trying to get a job. She was great. She was great, and I was like, oh, okay. I got like step up my game. I gotta find a job. Gotta do this, and this. And at first, the relationship started off like really rocky, because like I was talking to previous people before, and they got jealous. I think that's the best way I can explain it. Jealousy. So relationship started off rocky the first week. The second week, I tried a little harder. I was kind of like trying to pull in favors from friends and stuff to like help me impress her. But I guess she just wasn't feeling it, per se, because I wasn't all there. Like, I wasn't really working and stuff. I was trying, but like not trying too hard. I was kind of like depressed at the time. But that's besides the point. So eventually, we just decided that we weren't going to work out together, and it's probably better we split off ways. Now, more recently, I tried getting back with her, Well, not really. I tried. We both kind of like talked about it, and she said she wanted like a sugar daddy kind of thing. I was like, okay, I can kind of do that. I kind of like work a really awesome job now, and that's something I can help you with, maybe. And she was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Like, and I'm like, okay, sweet. Do you want to meet like Saturday? And she's like, okay, sure. Saturday sounds great. I'll meet you in Pittsburgh or something like that. Saturday or Sunday. And I was telling my like really good friend, my best friend Allison, that like I was talking to Tara again. Shit, I said her name. Fuck!